Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and also click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. All right, so I've heard about this for a few days now, and I'm pretty sure y'all have too. But according to WDW Pro from thatpopplace.com, there's some mixed messages about Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars brewing out there. We've all heard about, how they're deciding to go ahead and make more films for Star Wars that takes place after the Rise of Skywalker. But then there's also news about the fact that there's drama brewing between Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars. Okay, so WDW Pro starts off with the article talking about how Star Wars who fancy following behind the scenes rumors of Lucasfilm having left scratching their heads, and I'm one of them over the past 24 hours. A rumor out absolutely 100% connected to the industry analyst Matthew Belloni. I preface the rest of this discussion with that type. Okay, so let's go ahead and fast forward to the discussion. It says here, industry insider Matthew Belloni of Puck reported that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy was advised by Disney to stop announcing projects and creative partners. I've definitely heard about that because of the fact that whenever she's presenting something, a lot of fans are against it, and I'm one of them. Okay, and also to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter if she reporting it or not. The fact of the matter is, we already know how the Star Wars content or Lucasfilm content that she puts out there, or anybody that's put that out there, will turn out. Okay, there's been several different failures, or they said that like a lot of people are enjoying it, but at the same time, a lot of Star Wars fans had just always checked out, not even watching it. And at this point, it's showing that Star Wars is basically a dead brand by now, thanks to Kathleen Kennedy as well as others that she put onto the projects. And also goes further to say the reasoning for the blockage comes down to media management and an effort to prevent fans and press from further tackling Lucasfilm following cancellation of a slew of projects in recent years. The Rogue Squadron announcement video by Patty Jenkins and exciting press releases for Rian Johnson and D.B. Weiss and David Benioff's respective trilogies are examples of Star Wars hype falling flat, an issue Disney is attempting to avoid. So it's too late, Disney. The damage has been done with the Disney sequels as well as Book of Boba Fett and Star Wars Kenobi, because of the fact that not only of the different kind of content that you're putting out there, but also the fan shaming, the shaming of the fans, calling us every ist and forbidden book because of the fact that we're showing displeasure in the current works of the Star Wars. We take exception to The Mandalorian, okay, as well as Rogue One, because those were the few of the Disney Star Wars content that we actually enjoy, where they actually stick to canon and also don't do any virtue signaling, But it says here that Kathleen Kennedy has been remanded from announcing new projects. And that's where, fans of Kathleen Kennedy cried. And it's like, yet soon as the leak had gone out into the public sphere, the Counter-Strike out of nowhere appeared, where the thorn in Kennedy's side, Belloni, was wrong within a very short span of time as new Lucasfilm project was quickly revealed. So this is what I talked about, the mixed messages where they announced new Star Wars films and stuff and projects and everything. Okay, so it's basically supposed to take place after, the Rise of Skywalker, which flopped in theaters. Okay, but at the same time, it's like of course they're going to do this because of the fact that whenever some bad news leak out, which is most likely true, they go ahead and put out some good news about out there about how Lucasfilm is actually doing wonderful. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong with it. We're not telling Kathleen Kennedy to shut up or any of that. That's just a bunch of right-wing nonsense about a bunch of Yahtzees and istophobes out there. But the fact of the matter is, the numbers show, and the toys aren't really selling in the markets either. Toys, gears, all of that. They're building up in the clearance aisle and they're collecting a bunch of dust. Okay, so it also shows that the key thing in all of this is to look at how Deadline acquired the information. This Star Wars film, which should be noted is like a Disney Plus release, given its writer and director, was leaked via several sources close to the project. So these might not even be major films at all, like major theatrical films. Okay, this is basically straight to Disney Plus projects and everything that a lot of people aren't really going to be worried about anyway, because Disney Plus is doing bad itself. And I guarantee you all that Bob Chapek is letting these things happen because he rather see these things go down and burn on their own, rather than him just going ahead and get some firing done and cancellations, because he had to answer to the board for that. Okay, so it says even more likely, maybe one thing is almost assured. Lucasfilm wanted this info out, and there's some reason they felt they couldn't announce it outright in the traditional manner. So they went on ahead and rushed to announce it. Okay. But it's worse for Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy that there's just no way that the two credited with being part of this project are developing a Star Wars theatrical release. So we know that's not going to happen because she's going to have to answer to Bob Chapek about that. And Bob Chapek doesn't want that. You know? So Kathleen Kennedy is aware that someone is making an industry-wide think about her career, and it's not just Overlord DVD from YouTube. It's a lot of us about her career at Lucasfilm and how she needs to go. And if that person is saying that she's been struck from announcing any new projects, wouldn't it make sense to announce something, anything via leaks or to a friendly trade publication to nuke your critic out of orbit? That's a good question. That's what I've stated before, and I'm suspicious about this too. Something bad leaks out there, and then they'll try to go ahead and cover that up with something that they deem to be good. But in reality, fans are doubtful about it. Fans don't want it. Okay? We want what George Lucas put out there, not what Kathleen Kennedy, as well as her fellow biased overlords and corporate employees want. Now, if you were wanting to leak something to the trades that would inspire confidence in Kathleen Kennedy's leadership and continue the tenure at Lucasfilm, when you leak something of that magnitude, of course. But that's not what happened. Bad things about the troubles with Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars are the things that will lead. When you give them something that would excite at least some fans out there, or maybe you go off for all the gusto and release info about the ruined Justin Johnson trilogy finally happened. But guess what? They didn't do that. Instead, the leak to Deadline about a project being led by one of the leaders behind the failed Disney Plus series, that didn't inspire confidence for the fans at all. Okay. But it leaves us one likely answer. It's all they have. This is all that they can do. This is all that they got left. Because of the fact that they don't want to go ahead and replace anybody, as well as Bob Chapek doesn't want to cancel anything because everything has been done and planned. So let me know your thoughts about this. How do you feel about the current state of Star Wars? Do you think that this may put a further damper on Kathleen Kennedy's tenure at Lucasfilm? You know, I still think that, you know, she's going to stick around until she's awarded some sort of lifetime achievement honor, and then she's going to go ahead and retire happily. Or do you think that, you know, with the numbers being put out there, this is actually going to ruin her career, if you will, or possibly even cause more firings behind the scenes? You know, let me know your thoughts about this whole thing. And also, what's your guess happening behind the scenes in Lucasfilm? If you enjoy what I shared in this video with you, go ahead and smash that like button and share it everywhere on social media. And if you enjoy the content I put out there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and also click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.